Heyo, it's your friendly neighborhood Minecrafter No Cones. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about sponges. I'm working on an underwater base on New Eriador and I have to get rid of a lot of water. I've had bad experiences with sponges in the past and I think it's just due to the lack of knowledge on exactly how they work. So I've been messing around in a creative world and I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I've been able to find here. So first of all, a sponge can pick up water diagonally in 3 blocks. So if I place it directly in the center here, it's able to pick up the water sources 3 blocks away diagonally, and it's actually able to pick them up 7 blocks in a straight direction. So if I place this here, we're going to be able to pick up everything because everything's within that 3 block diagonal and within 7 blocks side to side. So once again, if I place it in this one, we're able to pick up all those source blocks because they're within the 7 block range. And a sponge can pick up a maximum of 67 source blocks, including the source block that you place it in, as far as I can tell. So this is everything within a range of 3 diagonally and 7 front to back, side to side. So if we place it in the center here, we should be able to pick up all the source blocks, and that's exactly 67 blocks. Now as for emptying the water underneath my base, I want to maximize the sponge usage while minimizing how many extra blocks we have to place, because we're going to have to section it off. If you just start placing sponges randomly in large open areas, it's just going to keep filling in the source blocks, and that's the reason I was having so much trouble before. So I tried out a couple of tubes here. This one's 3 by 3, and if we place one underneath this block, we're able to pick up all those source blocks. Place one under this block, and that should pick up the rest of them. I guess we missed some on the bottom here. This is using as little sponges as possible, but because it's a 3 by 3 area, we're going to be having to place a lot of blocks. So I think I have a couple of stacks of sponges to use. Niels is going to loan me some of his. And I think we're going to go with this 5 by 5 design. Let me show you how this works. I'm going to alternate between sponge and then another block, just so that we don't have to use quite as many sponges. And by doing this, we're removing most of the source blocks, and then we're leaving some in the corners. So once we get all of these down, we can just place a sponge about 4 blocks down. 1, 2, 3, 4, because we can reach those on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that should take care of most of that. So in this instance, we're only removing about 15 water source blocks, I believe, per sponge. So it's not a great usage of the sponge. We're not collecting as many source blocks as we could be. This one, I believe, collects like 63 source blocks per sponge. But like I said before, the problem with this design is that we would have to place a ton of other blocks just to maximize our usage of the sponges. Whereas in this one, we're placing less alternate blocks, and then we'll have to use a few more sponges. I think that pretty much does it for sponge theory here. I hope you enjoyed this little explanation. There may be other information out there about sponges, but this is just what I found in my creative world. So have a great day.